Hey, I'm Simon Whistler. Welcome back to my masterclass. This is episode number 3, and today, well, no one would ever argue that adding references to your description or scheduling out a video is creative work. So do not make it creative work. And in this video, I'm showing you how to minimize that sort of management so you can focus on the good creative stuff like making more videos. Just going to go through and hit a bunch of these so you have actionable items that you can take away, and we'll start off with number 1, and that is setting your upload defaults. Inside Creator Studio, you can set defaults for every upload so you never start from scratch. For example, if you're using the same tags each time or a few lines of your description are the same, definitely set those things so that they're the same each time. For the description, that's actually a particularly good one. All of mine, they change every time because a different video will have a different introduction and different references and different links to images that we might have used to give people credit and all of that stuff. But what I will do is I'll put little square brackets in there and be like, references go here, kind of notes to future Simon so he can just go in and do it much easier. The second one I want to talk about is thumbnails and the importance of batching these. Batching video production is actually something I talked about in a previous video, so go back and watch that. Basically, the idea here is that you don't want to be opening your editing software every time you go to make a thumbnail. It's a waste of time. Depending on how quick your computer is, it can even take a while to load. Also, what you should absolutely do is make a template. Not only does this make making the thumbnails easier every time, but it also gives you a kind of house style that people can come to recognize. Basically, when your fans are browsing around YouTube or they're on their homepage or they're on their mobile app, you want them to be able to recognize your thumbnail so they can think, that's a video by you. They want to click on it, they can watch it, and that is a good thing. So I've got a few different backgrounds that I use in my videos, as well as a specific style, which is basically my cutout face with a white stroke around it, and then some image to do with the video, usually off to my left. Number 3 that I want to talk about is analytics, and kind of it's more of a don't rather than a do here, and this is basically don't spend your life watching your analytics. I know it's super tempting when your channel's on an upswing and you're like, hey, look at this, and you're watching the real-time analytics and it's like ticking up and ticking down. It's all very exciting, and I've certainly been in that position when I'm checking it every 5 minutes, but don't do that. It is a big waste of time, and also the worst thing is it's great when they're going up, but when that inevitable down comes, it's kind of depressing. So don't do that. Don't waste your time in there. The positive recommendation here, what you should really be doing, is checking your analytics with reason and with purpose. So when you go to look in your analytics to see what's happening with your channel, ask questions like, what did people like this month? What did people not like? Are longer videos or shorter videos doing better? What subjects did people really resonate with, and how can I make more videos like that in the future? I know it's hard, but breaking that constant watching of the analytics it's a good habit to break, and it gives you more free time to be making great videos. Alright, so now let's talk about adverts, and basically, really simple here, just set the defaults. If you want adverts at the beginning and at the end, make sure that you, as a default, put those as on. Right now, if you're doing videos over 10 minutes and you want to add a mid-roll ad, you still need to do that manually, which makes sense because, place that mid-roll ad at a sensible place in the video. Try not to do it in the middle of a sentence. That's not a good idea. Also, side pro tip here. At the beginning of your channel, you're not going to be making that much money from advertising anyway, so personally, I'd sacrifice that cup of coffee money and turn the adverts to a minimum, because that will keep your viewer retention good, something I talked about in episode 1 of this masterclass, so go back and check that out. It's all about that viewer retention. So yeah, keep the adverts to a minimum at the beginning. It's just personal advice from me. So the next one up is end card default. So basically at the end of every video you have something called an end card. This is where YouTube lets you put in that, hey, subscribe to my channel or watch this video thing. Make sure you know what you're doing every time. So when you're recording the video, make sure you know what that end slate is gonna look like, and then set a template so that you get to the end and you're like, all right, my subscribe button goes here and my recommended video goes here and another video goes there. What we do every time at Today I Found Out is we have that subscribe button, obviously, then we also have the YouTube automatic video recommendation, which does save a ton of time, and then also a video recommendation that is a specific one based on the video someone watched, so usually like a really related topic that I think other people will dig. Another one to mention is tags. These aren't really so super important, so don't spend a ton of time on them. Set your default tags. So for everyone, we have like Today I Found Out, Simon Whistler, Fun Facts, that sort of stuff. And then also use third-party suggestion software for doing those tags. It's just a more efficient way to do it. Now let's talk about replying to comments. This is something that as your channel becomes bigger can just basically become this endless pile of things that you need to look at. If your channel is new though, you're not going to get so many, and I would really suggest that you try and read and reply to as many as you can. It doesn't just mean you have great engagement with your fans, which is always a good thing, but you can learn from them. You can get feedback on your early videos, what people like, what they don't like. It's a whole lot more interactive than just the thumbs up and the thumbs down buttons. So great way to get feedback from your audience. But when things do get crazy, my advice is, and I've fallen into the hole of answering comments just endlessly. These days, the advice I generally have is just pour a cup of coffee in the morning, sit down and answer a few. Just accept and don't stress that you're not going to get to all of them. No one really minds. Alright, so listen, so far in this masterclass I've talked a lot about shaving time off production and your management process so that you can spend more time doing creative things. In the next and final video in this masterclass, I'm going to talk a little bit about taking things a bit further than that and about how you can get help with your operation. It's really not as out of reach as you might think. So stay tuned for that next one, and thanks for watching.